Wuthering Waves release has been very smooth, absolutely positively received, and controversy-free as it is usual in the gacha space. Because in the modern gaming industry, the devs always have enough time to polish everything, and because our amazing gacha community only consists of mature, well-mannered individuals, capable of educated discussion, we've never had any controversy or nothing, and never blown things out of proportion in this community. Wait, what? Where does this script come from? Was I high on mint when writing it? So, Wuthering Waves release, huh? It's been a tumultuous time. I haven't seen this much doom posting about the game for a while. All while I was just peacefully gathering my berries for my future wife, Yinlin. Yes, you've heard correctly, I'm divorcing Raiden. She can't even cook, and she threatens to hit me with her Musa no Hitotachi if I leave Genshin. That won't do. Time to end this relationship. And don't tell me that she isn't real. People on Twitter said that fictional characters are absolutely completely real, and I believe them, because Twitter is the best source of information. Wuthering Waves has definitely had many problems on release, but it seems like most of these problems were blown out of proportion. Genshin stans have been celebrating Kuru's every misstep. If we went on social media, you'd think that the game was absolutely unplayable on release. But for some reason I was able to play it without any huge problems. How did that happen, I wonder? So to sum up some things that were said by some very educated individuals in this community, Wuthering Waves is a terrible game that stole everything from Genshin. They stole open world exploration, they stole combat mechanic, they stole character design, and anyway, their designs are ugly, their story is terrible, their world is boring and empty. Genshin's open world is much better. I love my 2 primogen chests and mobs that die when you sneeze on them. I like when world traversal is locked behind 5-star limited characters. Wuthering Waves will never be able to match the glory and beauty of Genshin. It's another Genshin clone that's not better than Tower of Fantasy in any way. All they have are bugs upon bugs, and they will fail inevitably. And Genshin will rule the world forever. There will be no other gacha game to match it. Wuthering Waves was definitely overhated by rabid Genshin fans. I mean, by the best mint pickers. You know, those mint pickers, mint maxers, and mint riders. I don't know why they want the game to fail so bad for no goddamn reason. As if it was threatening Genshin in any way. Genshin isn't going to disappear if WuWa succeeds, and it's not going to get worse. On the opposite, it might even get better. If this September you have an anniversary that isn't absolute garbage, it's thanks to WuWa and other competing games that are going to release soon. If you see more quality of life updates in Genshin, it is thanks to the competition. Competition pushes the games towards improvement. I know that's very deep. Nobody before me could think about it, right? It's important to recognize both good and bad things about the game, but damn it, there have been bugs, lags, and other performance issues. Some people weren't able to play on their devices, some still aren't able. Personally, I only encountered some stuttering and some messed up textures. There are localization problems and story pacing problems, of course, especially in the beginning, but it doesn't make game unplayable for the majority of people. Well, at least it has more cutscenes than a certain other game. The last decision sparkling discussion was, of course, Yinlin's banner coming early. I wasn't ready. I hadn't pre-farmed. I was absolutely unprepared, and I didn't have enough time to pre-farm. And everybody knows if you can't max out your characters on the first day, you're a failure. So I felt terrible because of it. But aside from that, there have been many speculations about the change data. Do they need cash ASAP? Is the game dying? Are we all doomed? Oh please, I don't want to be stuck with Genshin forever. Of course, they need cash. Game development is pretty darn expensive, especially for big open world projects. That's exactly why I think they couldn't postpone the release forever to put out the most perfectly polished game. The most likely explanation though is the fact that they don't want their update cycle to overlap with the ZZZ update cycle. Which is quite a reasonable thing to avoid, actually. I think we'll see more games working around each other's update cycles like this in the future, as the market gets even more competitive. It's already pretty competitive, but there are more high-budget and high-quality gacha games on the horizon. The competition and the drama are gonna be insane. Maybe I should become a masturbator and farm the heck out of this stuff. Just kidding, I'm not good enough to become a masturbator. I have too much hair on my head, I'm afraid. They wanted cash, and they got it. Tell me where they went wrong. The game is not a financial failure after all, huh? Waifus sell well, what can I say? Now I'm even more sure that Wuthering Waves will be fine. It's a good game. It has enjoyable combat, smooth world traversal, pretty character designs. Look at these upcoming characters, damn, they're so hot. They have a good foundation to build on, and if they continue developing the game, it will be a successful title, long term. I really hope they fix their optimization issues on mobile devices. Although as a PC player, I've never enjoyed tapping my fingers on a greasy screen While desperately trying to understand what the heck is going on because everything's so damn tiny, I cannot deny that the mobile market is the most profitable for gacha games, and they should really solve their issues with the mobile version of WuWa. But anyway, for once, we have a game that can compete with Hoiver's titles, and it's great for the gacha space as a whole. It also satisfies the demand that kinda existed already. There are players who wanted an open-world waifu collecting game like Genshin, but with better combat mechanics, endgame, and with a progression system that is not entirely pointless, and they finally got it. But I think that Wuthering Waves is just the beginning of the new era of gacha games, and that gacha space will not be dominated by Genshin. It will inevitably lose its positions over time. There will be more potentially higher quality gacha games to come. Some of them will flop, some of them will stick around and compete for the top places in the revenue charts. And it's great, because there will be more choice. Any gacha player will be able to choose a waifu casino they like most. There will be so many different kinds of gacha games. Souls-like gacha games, Battleborn gacha games, Warframe-like gacha games, turn-based gacha games, Genshin-like gacha games for every taste and every wallet. These games will gain their own community and they will compete with each other and develop. And it is not the end of the world, as some Genshin players might think. You don't have to fight these games. You don't have to defend the honor of your damn favorite gacha game. When we have lots of different companies, lots of different games competing, maybe we'll see more quality of life improvements in every single goddamn game. It's not a bad thing, and you can play several games at a time. It's not a war, put down your weapons. And in that new world, Genshin will probably not be the only one top gacha game. Because even Hoivers, it seems, don't really see it as their best project. It appears that they care more about HSR, for example. And honestly, it's fine. I'm sure Genshin players will see the end of the glorious story, and they will enjoy Paimon's yapping for 2 more years to come. And maybe even more, maybe even for 3 years, for 5 years, for 10, 15 years. Who knows how long it's gonna last? The fact that it's not on the very top doesn't mean that it will die. Personally, I'm looking forward to the new gacha releases, and I hope that gacha games as a genre will continue to develop. Although they are predatory in their core, they're pretty damn fun, and I like collecting my waifus. Competition is good, abundance of choice is good. That's all I wanted to say. And it just happened to be on the same date, update 1.1 of Wuthering Waves. Update 1.1. And it just happened to be on the same day, update 1.1, update 1.1, 1.1, bitch.